Hi everyone, it's time to wrap things up here. We want to get the rest of the files organized. So I have created a marketing and mailings folder, and you should too. I'd like to go ahead and add my logo in there. And I know that there is a letterhead here, but I'm not quite sure which one it is. I'm going to have to go ahead and open up all these different files and figure out what they are and where I should put them. And you can do that too. After you've done that and done some critical thinking about what you're going to do to organize these files, make sure that you create a folder also for Puanani's personal files. You can pause this video and come back and see what I came up with and see if that's what you came up with too. So I went through each file here systematically. I opened up boat and I realized that this was a bunch of food pictures. It was a watermelon boat and stuff like that. So I'm going to rename that file watermelon boat because that is a better name so that people don't think it's a picture of our boat. And I created some folders, marketing and mailings and Puanani's files. Let's see. The next one was file attachment. The truth is that I made a mistake here. This was an attachment that was supposed to go in with Akamu's files, so I have to go ahead and drag that in there. What's my next one here? I've got Pirates Bay again. Pirates Bay 2011. Oh, look, this looks very familiar. Food, shows, trinkets. It looks like it's the profits from 2011, but it was done in a Word document rather than an Excel file. So we asked Puanani and she tells us, that's right, this was before I knew how to use Excel, so I made a table and that's what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and rename that file Profits 2011. And now I'm getting somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and move that into my accounting, and I'm going to have to get it into the subfolder in a little bit. So let's see. And I have my watermelon boat. What's this one? Aha! This is some letterhead that was created. It's got the logo and the address and the phone number on it. Okay, so I should rename this Pirates Bay letterhead. All right, that's going to go right into my my marketing and mailings along with that logo that I put in there. And now I'd also like to put her Puanani's wedding day picture. See, I can tell this is Puanani and that's her grandpa, and it's such a sweet picture. It's not going to go with the work pictures, so I'm going to go ahead and put it into Puanani's files. I made that folder for her. Now this watermelon boat also needs to go into my catering folder. So there's a few ways I can do this. As you can imagine, I could click and drag it in and then drag it in again. Here's another cool method. I'm going to go ahead and select this file and I'm going to cut it. Do a Control X or right click and cut. Then I'm going to, and you see how it becomes like a ghost file? I love it. Ghost file. And I'm going to go ahead into my catering folder. And then I'm going to go into my food pictures folder and I'm going to paste. I could right click and paste, or I could go ahead and do Control V. And there's my watermelon boat. It got moved. Now I have to do a similar thing for my accounting file. You remember that I dragged it in here and it's sticking outside of here. I could drag it in, or I could select it, do Control X, double click and do Control V and put it in there, and it's inside the folder. Now I can head back through here. So all of my files are organized. If you have some stragglers, that's okay. Just go ahead and open them up and see if you can figure out which folders they go in, and that's what you would do at home or in the workplace to figure out where those things need to be filed. We also get one more critical thinking scenario here. Akamu comes back and he decides he's going to make a big mess and dump all of his pictures into here from his phone from his trip. So we don't want that to happen on the computer. So we'd like to create a place for him to put those files. So I'm going to go ahead and open up his files, and I'm going to create 2 folders, one called Cabot 101 and one called Akamu's Pictures. That way he'll have a place when he does show up to put them, and I can tell him to put them right there. I want to move all these 101 files in there, so I'm going to use my Shift key again to click and drag that in quickly. Ta-da! And oftentimes you'll find that you do this when you're planning for the future. You may create a whole bunch of folders that remain empty for a while, and that's a good file management method. I do that also at the beginning of a semester. I'll create a whole bunch of blank folders for the different modules for class, and I'll be ready and prepared.